Hi, EDU 279 class. It's Madeline here. I just wanted to go ahead and introduce my book and begin this reading activity. The book that I have chosen to read for the students today is The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. I think this is a very interesting book. I chose this book because I observed in a kindergarten classroom this week, and this is a little advanced, but I think what I've found is kindergartners can be very interested in books such as this because the word level is not advanced. It just has quite a bit of words per page, but you can find that they're actually letters that each of the crayons are writing, and it's intensively interesting to kids because they get interested in, why are my crayons not happy? Am I doing this to my own crayons, or is this a real thing that happens? Because kids have such huge imaginations. So I found that this would be a great book for kindergartners. So once again, I will be reading The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. This also has some amazing illustrations. One of my favorite is one of the very last pages. It's, I think, the second to the last page. And this is the actual page that Duncan, the owner of the crayons, draws with all of his crayons once he decides that he is going to make all of his crayons happy by including them all in an equal manner. So the way that I plan on including the students in this active participation reading and getting them interested and keeping it where they can really learn is I have planned in advance. These are my non-sticky sticky notes with all of my notes on them. These I had placed in the pages, and I took them out so that I could read the book without them falling out. But I know where they go because I have read this book several times, and I could probably do it through my memory. But these are just a basis of what I plan on asking the kids throughout the book and what predictions I want to make throughout the book. So just a few of them before I even get started is, when I read the title to the kids, I think one of the most important things is to ask why they think the crayons would have quit on the kid. Like, if you are a kid, why would your crayons ever want to quit on you? Because you trust your crayons to work. So that's one of the first main questions that I ask. I also, if you go to the gray page, the gray letter that the gray crayon is writing, it's this page right here. This is a wow page for me because gray crayon is explaining that Duncan, the child, only draws huge gray figures instead of drawing small pebbles and little penguins and stuff, and that's a wow factor for me. So this little sticky note just says, wow, that's a super big elephant, because that's my little gray page right there, my little gray sticky note. Just some things like that to keep the story moving and to keep the kids being like, wow, like that is a big elephant. Another huge thing for me is the vocab words in this story. There's not very many that the kids don't know because it's really just about the crayons and what they enjoy drawing and what they don't enjoy. And like, if you go to the green page, the green crayon is the only crayon that's actually satisfied and very happy with their stance in drawing currently. And the green crayon it says, 1 is to say that I like my work. Loads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. Kids know all of those words. They know those animals. They know all those drawings. But it continues on to say, I have no problem and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. So I think it's very important that you can point out big vocabulary words like that, such as successful. And students, many kindergarten students probably know what successful is, but they don't know how to pinpoint it in a sentence like that and be like, oh, how is that a successful thing? But when you read that context again, you see that the green crayon is congratulating Duncan on being successful. So that's something that I plan to point out and keep the kids looking for context clues within the story. Because once again, these kids are just emergent readers and emergent in literacy in general. So they don't even know that they're supposed to be looking for context clues like that. But if you begin to get them looking at things like that, then it makes it very easy for them to adjust to that. Most of the ending sticky notes that I have here are just like, what do you think is going to happen? What is your opinion? Another big question that I like to ask is, which crayons do you use the most? Like, why do your crayons not complain? Like, these are kids, they have imaginations. So by keeping them involved like this, you read a fun story to them, it's easy to keep them involved. So the biggest thing for me was having these sticky notes, or non-sticky sticky notes in my case, that go throughout the story that you can look at as a teacher and look back and reference to, when you can just be like, oh, that's a cool page. Like, and you say that, and the kids are already thinking that, I'm sure. But if you just really get that flowing, that conversation flowing, it gets the kids interested in the reading as well. So that's how I plan on actively getting the kids participated when I'm reading a story such as this. So just to finalize this little portion before I actually begin reading, I thoroughly enjoy this book, and I hope you all enjoy it. I will be reading The Day the Crayons Quit to a group of kindergartners. Of course, it is second semester, second half of the kindergarten year, so they are a little more advanced. They do know, they're not just heading into kindergarten. They do know a little bit more, so I'm hoping these thoughts and these ideas will get them going. Thank you, and let's get started reading. Okay, class, today we're going to read The Day the Crayons Quit. Does anyone want to guess why the crayons quit? Because that doesn't seem good to me. I don't think I'd ever want my crayons to quit if I needed to use them. Does anyone want to take a guess? Okay, that's a good guess. Okay, well, let's read on and let's see if we can figure out why the crayons quit. The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. One day in class, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found a stack of letters with his name on them. Friends, does anyone know what a letter is? Or has everyone written a letter or know what it looks like to write a letter? You do? You've written a letter before? Oh, you get some letters from your grandma because she lives in a different state? Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Let's keep reading and see. Hey, Duncan, it's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out coloring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to color all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts at Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. Dear Duncan, all right, listen. I love that I'm your favorite crayon for grapes, dragons, and wizard's hats, but it makes me crazy that so much of my gorgeous color goes outside of the lines. If you don't start coloring inside the lines soon, I'm going to completely lose it. Your very neat friend, Purple Crayon. Dear Duncan, I'm tired of being called light brown or dark tan because I'm neither. I'm beige and I'm proud. I'm also tired of being second place to Mr. Brown Crayon. It's not fair that Brown gets all the bears, ponies, and puppies while the only things I get are turkey dinners, if I'm lucky, and wheat. And let's be honest, when was the last time you saw a kid get excited about coloring wheat? Your beige friend, Beige Crayon. Friends, Beige Crayon, what is he expressing? What does he look like he's expressing? Look at the picture right here. What feelings is he expressing? Yeah, I see some sadness. There's only one little picture that he drew right here. That's right. In his letter, he only drew turkey dinners and wheat. I think he's sad too. Does he have a reason for being sad? Yes, that's right, because he only drew the turkey dinners and the wheat. He doesn't think he's getting to draw a whole lot. Okay, let's move on. Duncan, gray crayon here. You're killing me. I know you love elephants, and I know that elephants are gray, but that's a lot of space to color in all by myself. And don't even get me started on your rhinos, hippos, and humpback whales. You know how tired I am after handling one of those things? Such big animals. Baby penguins are gray, you know. So are very tiny rocks, pebbles. How about one of those in a while? How about one of those once in a while to give me a break? Your very tired friend, Gray Crayon. Wow, look at that, friends. Look at that huge elephant right there. That's a lot of work that tiny little gray crayon right there had to do. It's a whole lot of work. And look at that rhino, that hippopotamus and that rhino right there. That's a lot of gray. Dear Duncan, you color with me, but why? Most of the time, I'm the same color as the page you were using me on. White. If I didn't have a black outline, you wouldn't even know I was there. I'm not even in the rainbow. I'm only used to color snow or to fill an empty space between other things. And it leaves me feeling, well, empty. We need to talk. Your empty friend, White Crayon. I think right there's White Crayon. You can barely see him. Yep. Hi, Duncan. I hate being used to draw the outline of things that are colored in by other colors, all of which think they're brighter than me. It's not fair when you use me to draw a nice beach ball and then fill in the other colors of the ball with all the other crayons. How about a black beach ball sometime? Is that too much to ask? Your friend, Black Crayon. Dear Duncan, as Green Crayon, I am writing for 2 reasons. One is to say that I like my work. Loads of crocodiles, trees, dinosaurs, and frogs. I have no problems and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. What do you think that word successful means, friends? That word right there, successful. Does anyone know? What does it mean to be successful? Have you ever heard that word? Yes, some people who have a lot of money are considered to be successful. That's right. That's right. Good job. Let's read that line over again and let's get some context clues right here. It says, I have no problem and wish to congratulate you on a very successful coloring things green career so far. So he's saying that he's going to congratulate him on successful. So that means that successful is good. That's a good thing. Some people are successful in life when they've reached a point in their life where they wanted to be. They're very successful. And all of your answers were good. That's very good. Let's continue. The second reason I write is for my friends, Yellow Crayon and Orange Crayon, who are no longer speaking to each other. Both crayons feel they should be the color of the sun. Please settle this soon because they're driving the rest of us crazy. Your happy friend, Green Crayon. So, isn't Green Crayon the only happy crayon that we've come across so far? His letter's the only happy letter? Yeah? Why is that? Is he happy? Why is he happy? Yeah, because he enjoys drawing all the stuff that he gets to draw. He hasn't had to draw too much. He hasn't had to draw too little. Good job. That's right. These are some pretty pictures. Yep. Dear Duncan, yellow crayon here. I need you to tell orange crayon that I am the color of the sun. I would tell him, but we are no longer speaking, and I can prove I am the color of the sun too. Last Tuesday, you used me to color in the sun on your Happy Farm coloring book. In case you've forgotten, it's on page 7. You can't miss me. I'm shining down brilliantly on a field of yellow corn. Your pal and the true color of the sun, yellow crayon. Dear Duncan, I see yellow crayon already talking to you, the big whiner. Anyway, could you please tell Mr. Tattletale that he is not the color of the sun? I would, but we're no longer speaking. We both know I am clearly the color of the sun because on Thursday, you used me to color the sun on both the Monkey Island and the Meet the Zookeeper pages in your Day at the Zoo coloring book. Aren't you glad I'm here? Ha! Your pal and the real color of the sun, orange crayon. Okay, friends, what color might we have next? What color do we think is going to be either complaining or maybe even happy like green crayon in their letter next? Let's think about what colors we've used so far and what colors we haven't that we've discussed in the book. I think we already talked about, we already talked about green because that was the one that was happy, right? Pink? Maybe pink. We haven't talked about pink yet. Pink might be the next one to write a letter. Let's see. Dear Duncan, it has been great being your favorite color this past year, and the year before, and the year before that. I have really enjoyed all those oceans, lakes, rivers, raindrops, rain clouds, and clear skies. But the bad news is that I'm so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. I need a break. Your very stubby friend, Blue Crayon. Where's little Blue Crayon? Where's he at? He's right there. So what do we think it means to be stubby? Because right here it says, I'm so short and stubby, I can't even see over the railing in the crayon box anymore. Do we have an idea of what it means to be stubby? Stubby, yep. Stubby is like another word for short. So most of the time, short and stubby means that you're short and you're like this. You're a little bit shorter and you're a little bit wider. Short and stubby. That's what stubby means. Good context clues, friends. That's a good job. Okay, listen. Duncan. Okay, listen here, kid. You have not used me once in the past year. It's because you think I'm a girl's color, isn't it? Speaking of which, please tell your little sister I said thank you for using me to color in her Little Princess coloring book. I think she did a fabulous job of staying inside the lines. Now, back to us. Could you please use me sometime to color the occasional pink dinosaur or monster or a cowboy? Goodness knows they could use a splash of color. Your unused friend, Pink Crayon. Hey Duncan, it's me, Peach crayon. Why did you peel off my paper wrapping? Now I'm naked and too embarrassed to leave the crayon box. I don't even have any underwear. How would you like to go to school naked? I need some clothes. Help! Your naked friend, Peach Crayon. Why do you think that Duncan would have taken off Peach Crayon's clothing? We can call it clothing. It's kind of like his little wrapper because he's a crayon. Why do you think he would have taken off his wrapper, his clothing? Maybe he was getting short and he needed to use them some more, so he had to take his wrapper off to get that crayon. Maybe he couldn't tell if he was using the crayon or the wrapper because it's the same color. Yeah, that's an idea. Well, how does Peach Crayon feel about Duncan taking off his wrapper? Embarrassed. That is a great word. That's right. He's embarrassed. He could be a little. He is sad about it. Those are great answers, friends. Good job. Good job. Good answers. Let's see what happens next. Well, poor Duncan just wanted to color. And of course he wanted his crayons to be happy. And that gave him an idea. What do we think Duncan's idea is going to be? What do you think is going to happen? What is Duncan going to do to make his crayons happy? He's going to build with the crayons? That might make the crayons happy. I'm not sure. The crayons still want to color, I think. That's a good idea. Maybe. Okay, let's read and see. Wow. Wow, that's so pretty. I think Duncan colored that. You think so? Let's read and see. When Duncan showed his teacher his new picture, she gave him an A for coloring. Duncan did color that. That is so pretty, isn't that? I think he used all the different crayons. Look, we got some pink right there, and the green and the grass that was already happy, and the blues not overused. I think the yellow one because the yellow's in the sky, but the orange got to be in the wheel. And we got some brown, and the red. Got all the colors, even the purple. That's such a pretty picture, and it's so creative, don't you think so? Yeah? That's very pretty. And an A+ for creativity. I think Duncan was very creative. I agree. Good job, friends. All right, that's the end. Thank you.